Hi and welcome to True Crime, a channel dedicated to the dark underworld of criminal activity carried out by gangsters, mobsters, cartel leaders, and others. In today's video, we will be discussing a fascinating topic that will take us on a journey through the dark underbelly of Eastern Europe. It is said that 6 powerful mafia families control the entire region, with their influence reaching far and wide. These families operate with ruthless efficiency, carrying out illegal activities ranging from drug trafficking to money laundering and even murder. Let's get started. Number 6. Russian Brotherhood Solntsevskaya. In the late 1980s, a former waiter named Sergei Mikhailov founded what would soon become one of the most notorious criminal organizations in Russia, the Solntsevskaya Gang. With a strategic location in the Sontsevo district of Moscow, Mikhailov recruited young, aggressive men from the local area to serve as his foot soldiers. He also forged a partnership with thief-in-law Gemel Kachidze, using his reputation to establish Solntsevskaya's dominance among other criminals. As the gang grew, they realized the importance of controlling transport hubs like the M3 highway, Moscow's Ring Road, and the Vnukovo International Airport. With these key locations under their control, the Solntsevskaya were able to muscle in on the lucrative car and port business. But their rise to power was far from smooth sailing. By the early 1990s, the Chechen Mafia had emerged as a formidable rival to Solntsevskaya's dominance. In response, Mikhailov allied with other Slavic mobs, including the Orkovskaya gang, to drive the Chechens out. The ensuing gang war claimed many lives, including a brutal gun battle at the Kazakhstan cinema. Despite the chaos following the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Solntsevskaya gang managed to strengthen their position by forging relationships with politicians and buying up legitimate businesses like banks and casinos to launder their money. They even acquired the Vnukovo airport, giving them unparalleled control over transport in and out of Moscow. But the gang's notoriety would soon catch up with them. In the mid-1990s, they were linked to criminal mastermind Semyon Mojovic and even planned to kill him at a party in Prague. However, the raid by Czech police prevented the assassination, and Mojovic himself managed to escape. Undeterred, the Solntsevskaya gang continued to expand their empire, moving into the banking sector to launder their money and get closer to the oligarchs. Deep within the shadowy corners of the Russian underworld lurks the infamous Bratva, a notorious criminal organization feared by many. With their fingers in many different pies, they are infamous for their involvement in human trafficking, prostitution, and money laundering. But their insidious reach goes far beyond these dark enterprises. Rumors abound that they are also involved in the illicit nuclear trade, and some whisper that they have even been able to acquire nuclear weapons. Their nefarious activities have earned them a reputation as one of the most powerful and dangerous criminal organizations in the world. You dare to cross them, for those who do often find themselves facing dire and deadly consequences. Number 5. Serbian Mafia. Step into the shadowy world of the Serbian Mafia, a criminal organization with deep Russian roots. If you think messing with the government is bad, imagine messing with the Serbian Mafia, because in Serbia, the Mafia and the government work closely together. It all started in the 1960s when the Yugoslav intelligence service hired Serbian mobsters to do hits for them, forging a relationship that lasts to this day. The lines between top mobsters and police generals blurred, with many becoming godfathers because they thought they were doing the same job. On August 3, 2020, the gruesome discovery of the so-called House of Horrors shocked the world. 2 strong and tattooed men in their 30s posed in front of their latest trophy, a naked man with his feet and fists bound. The victim's head was raised towards the camera by one of the men, who was wearing black gloves. This shocking revelation proved that the Serbian Mafia is willing to resort to the brutality of Mexican cartels to control the Balkan cocaine trade. But the Serbian Mafia's influence extends far beyond cocaine trafficking. Involved in everything from human trafficking to money laundering and prostitution, this criminal organization is a force to be reckoned with. The Yugoslav intelligence service initially hired the Mafia to go after Croatian ultra-nationalist terrorists who were planning to attack Yugoslavia. The Serbian Mafia is intertwined with the government and has a long and sordid history of violence and corruption. Number 4. Komendi family. The world of organized crime is a murky one, filled with danger and deceit at every turn. And when it comes to the Kelmendi family, those dangers are taken to a whole new level. With roots in Albania and connections spanning across Europe, this mafia dynasty has been responsible for some of the largest drug smuggling operations in the world. But it's not just their illegal activities that make them so fearsome. It's their seemingly endless wealth, which they flaunt with flashy cars, luxurious properties, and high-stakes loan sharking. At the head of this powerful empire was Nasser Kelmendi, a man whose reach extended far beyond the Balkans. With close ties to politicians and businessmen across the region, Kelmendi was able to amass incredible power and influence. But with that power came an equal measure of danger. In 2012, the U.S. Treasury Department added Kelmendi to their list of kingpins, marking him as one of the most dangerous criminals in the world. Despite his imprisonment, the Kelmendi family continues to loom large in the world of organized crime. Their legacy is one of violence, corruption, and greed, a reminder of just how dangerous the world of the mafia can be. And as long as there are those willing to profit from the suffering of others, the threat they pose will never truly be eradicated. Number 3. Bulgarian Mafia. Bulgaria's fight against organized crime has been a controversial topic for years, with EU officials often expressing their concerns over the country's efforts. In 2006, Klaus Jansen, the head of Germany's Criminal Investigation Office, was sent by the EU to evaluate Bulgaria's progress in this area. Jansen's report was scathing, stating that the country had failed to implement modern methods and principles in the fight against crime. He also criticized the police force's low commitment to the cause, saying that efforts to fight crime were a total mess. The report further observed that high-level corruption was rampant, with few indictments, prosecutions, trials, convictions, or deterrent sentences. Jansen also warned that European police information passed on to Bulgaria could end up in the hands of criminals. In response, Interior Minister Rumen Petkov dismissed the findings as exaggerated and protested against Jansen's incompetence. Despite these criticisms, the Bulgarian judicial system relies on the election of a prosecutor general by a qualified majority of 2/3 from all members of the Supreme Judicial Council, which is responsible for the self-administration and organization of the judiciary. Organized crime has been a pervasive problem in Bulgaria since the early 1990s, when a weak government during the transition to democracy allowed economic and power groups to flourish. These criminal organizations are involved in a range of illicit activities, from drug trafficking and cigarette smuggling to human trafficking and financial crimes. To conceal their criminal activities, Bulgarian crime groups often use security and insurance companies as fronts. In recent years, Bulgarian crime groups have been implicated in criminal activities across the world, from Italy to the United States. In 2020, an organized crime group in Italy was dismantled, revealing a Bulgarian gang responsible for more than 40 thefts in the region of Tuscany. This was a well-structured and organized criminal group. However, according to Italian police, the Bulgarian Mafia remains one of the most dangerous foreign criminal groups operating in Italy, and they have been known to cooperate with the notorious 'Ndrangheta. Drug trafficking organizations run by Bulgarian nationals have also been a concern in the United States, with investigations revealing their involvement in the importation of cocaine and ecstasy into the country. Bulgarian nationals have been implicated in a range of criminal activities in the U.S., including identity theft, bank fraud, mortgage fraud, drug trafficking, and money laundering. Despite efforts to combat organized crime, Bulgaria still faces significant challenges in eradicating these criminal organizations. Their continued involvement in illegal activities both at home and abroad suggests that the country has a long way to go in addressing this problem. Number 2. The Scalari. In the world of organized crime, names like the Scalari Clan invoke fear and dread in those who know them. Led by Jovan Vukotic, this group has long been a force to be reckoned with, operating out of the Montenegrin villages of Bar, Budva, Cetinj, and Podgorica. However, even the most powerful of criminals can fall victim to their enemies, as was the case with Vukotic in 2019. While he was serving time in a Serbian prison, he became so paranoid that he had his girlfriend bring him food from outside. This caution proved to be well-founded, as it was later discovered that 4 men had been hired by a rival gang to poison the food. The Scalari clan is believed to have close ties to the Bar and Zemun clans from Serbia, and their regional factions are known to operate independently. With their intricate networks and violent tactics, the Scalari Clan remains one of the most notorious criminal organizations in the region. Number 1. Albanian Mafia. The Albanian Mafia is a formidable criminal organization that extends its reach to every corner of the globe. Its operations span across Europe, North and South America, the Middle East, and Asia, and are characterized by their diversity and complexity. The group is involved in the trafficking of drugs, arms, and humans, and is known to control a significant portion of the wholesale cocaine market in Europe. They are the primary distributors of cocaine in various drug hubs, including London. In Albania alone, there are over 15 mafia families that control organized crime. What makes the Albanian Mafia particularly unique is its hybrid organizational structure that consists of people from various sectors of society. They are known for being both politically and criminally active, with strong connections to politicians across the world. Their criminal activities are further facilitated by their massive logistic capacity and the diverse nature of their operations, which allow them to integrate with local criminal elements. In the United States, the Albanian Mafia has taken on a slightly different form, with various Albanian American organized crime groups operating within the country. These groups vary in their connections to Albanian Mafia groups in Europe, ranging from loosely connected to essentially being American extensions of European Albanian Mafia groups. The Rudaj organization and the Albanian Boys are just two examples of such groups, both based in New York City. All in all, the Albanian Mafia is a force to be reckoned with, combining traditional characteristics of organized crime with modern and innovative tactics. Their global presence and diversified criminal enterprises make them a formidable and dangerous group. Thank you for watching another amazing video from our true crime team. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned to our next real-life true crime video.